Think reincarnation stories are predictable? These 6 anime prove otherwise, hiding past lives, secret identities, and shocking truths behind unforgettable adventures for every anime fan. Kicking off our list at number 6, Sweet Reincarnation Pastry Mill is reborn into a medieval world after dying in modern Japan, carrying memories of his former life as a talented pastry chef. He awakens as the son of a minor noble and dreams of spreading sweets across a land where sugar and baking ingredients are rare. Rather than revealing everything he knows, Pastry keeps much of his knowledge hidden, using creativity, diplomacy, and careful planning to improve his territory. The story follows political negotiations, trade development, magical abilities, and family responsibilities as he works toward an ambitious vision. Enemies, nobles, merchants, and rival factions constantly challenge his progress, forcing him to balance ambition with caution. While magic exists throughout the setting, the focus remains on building prosperity, strengthening alliances, and transforming everyday life through innovation. Pastry's reincarnated perspective gives him unusual advantages, yet he rarely advertises them openly, choosing steady influence over flashy displays of genius. His journey blends fantasy, economics, cooking, and kingdom building. What makes Sweet Reincarnation memorable is how confidently it avoids rushing toward constant battles. The series finds entertainment in commerce, community building, and the simple joy of creating desserts that bring people together. Pastry feels refreshingly proactive because he solves problems with intelligence, preparation, and negotiation instead of relying solely on overwhelming power. The warm atmosphere perfectly matches the optimistic tone, and every success feels earned. Watching his territory gradually grow is surprisingly satisfying, making this a great choice for viewers who enjoy reincarnation stories focused on progress rather than non-stop combat. Moving down the rankings to number 5, Parallel World Pharmacy. After a fatal accident, overworked medical researcher Kanji Yakutani reincarnates as Falma de Medicis, a young boy born into a prestigious family of court physicians within a fantasy empire. Retaining advanced scientific knowledge from his previous life, he discovers extraordinary divine abilities that allow him to diagnose illnesses, perceive diseases, and create medicines with remarkable precision. Although his expertise could instantly expose his unusual origins, Falma carefully manages how much he reveals while quietly revolutionizing healthcare. The story centers on medical treatment, public health reform, pharmaceutical innovation, and efforts to make proper care accessible beyond the aristocracy. Epidemics, political interests, religious influences, and dangerous misunderstandings create obstacles that test both his knowledge and judgment. As Falma expands his influence through his pharmacy business, he challenges entrenched practices, confronts corruption, protects patients during crises, and demonstrates how evidence-based medicine can save lives across every social class without abandoning compassion or humility. Parallel World Pharmacy stands out because it treats medicine seriously while still delivering fantasy spectacle. The blend of scientific reasoning and magical world-building creates solutions that feel clever rather than convenient. Falma is easy to support because his goals are genuinely humanitarian. The medical cases add variety and tension, while the larger reforms give the story impressive scale. The explanations remain accessible without slowing the pace, and the production delivers appealing visuals throughout. Few reincarnation anime focus so heavily on improving society, which helps this series feel distinct even within an extremely crowded genre. Breaking into the upper half at number 4, The Faraway Paladin, William G. Merryblood awakens in a ruined city populated only by 3 undead guardians who raise him as their adopted son. Blood the warrior, Mary the priestess, and Gus the sorcerer teach him everything they know while hiding painful truths about their past. Reincarnated from modern Japan, Will retains memories of a previous life marked by regret and inactivity. Determined not to waste his second chance, he dedicates himself to growth, faith, and responsibility. As he matures, he learns the history of the world, the nature of the gods, and the sacrifices made by his guardians. Once he leaves the city, Will begins a journey across dangerous lands filled with monsters, political struggles, and ancient threats. His reincarnated identity remains largely private, allowing him to build relationships based on who he is now rather than who he once was. The result is an adventure focused on purpose, morality, and personal conviction. What separates the faraway paladin from many reincarnation anime is its sincerity. Rather than centering everything on power fantasies, it emphasizes character growth, faith, and responsibility. Will's emotional connection to his guardians gives the story genuine heart, and several scenes carry surprising emotional weight. The fantasy world feels grounded and lived in, while the mythology adds depth to every conflict. The slower pacing may not appeal to everyone, though, but viewers who enjoy thoughtful storytelling and meaningful development will find plenty to appreciate. It is one of the genre's most mature and emotionally rewarding journeys. Charging into number 3, she professed herself pupil of the wise man. Sakimori Kagami is a veteran player in a popular virtual reality game who unexpectedly finds himself transported into the game's world. However, there is one major complication. Instead of appearing as his powerful, elderly wizard avatar, he awakens in the form of a young girl named Mira. Faced with confusion, suspicion, and countless questions, he decides to conceal the truth and introduce himself as the legendary sage's pupil rather than the sage himself. This hidden identity becomes the foundation of the story as Mira travels across the kingdom searching for other legendary heroes while navigating political intrigue and magical mysteries. Because few people know the truth, she must constantly balance honesty with self-preservation. The world contains powerful magic systems, guild activities, ancient secrets, and large-scale adventures that gradually expand the scope of the narrative. Throughout it all, Mira works to protect her reputation while adapting to an unexpected new existence. This series succeeds because it embraces its unusual premise and has fun with it. Mira's situation creates plenty of entertaining interactions, especially when others underestimate her appearance despite her overwhelming abilities. The contrast between her true identity and public persona keeps conversations engaging, while the fantasy setting offers a steady stream of adventures. The magic is flashy, the world is expansive, and the protagonist remains consistently likable. Although the story occasionally takes a relaxed approach to pacing, the charm of watching a legendary figure maintain such a complicated disguise helps keep the experience entertaining from beginning to end. Taking the runner-up position at number 2, Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. After dying unexpectedly, a young woman reincarnates into the world of a novel she once read. Unfortunately, she becomes Raeliana Macmillan, a minor character destined to be murdered early in the story. Knowing her fate, she immediately begins searching for a way to survive. Her solution is bold. She negotiates a contract relationship with the powerful Duke Noah Winknight. Because revealing her true knowledge would raise dangerous questions, Raeliana carefully hides the fact that she knows future events and understands the novel's original plot. As she navigates aristocratic society, conspiracies, inheritance disputes, and growing romantic tension, her actions begin changing the narrative itself. Every decision risks creating unforeseen consequences, forcing her to stay adaptable. The story blends romance, mystery, political maneuvering, and survival into a compelling narrative where knowledge is both a powerful weapon and a dangerous secret. Raeliana's intelligence becomes her greatest tool. Few reincarnation romances are as consistently engaging as Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. Raeliana is proactive, witty, and capable, making her easy to root for from the very beginning. The chemistry between her and Noah drives much of the entertainment, but the mystery elements are equally important. Every change to the original story creates new uncertainty, which keeps the tension alive. The adaptation also benefits from attractive character designs and strong voice performances. If you enjoy reincarnation stories where intelligence matters as much as romance, this anime delivers an excellent balance of both. And finally, reigning supreme at number 1, Reborn to Master the Blade. From Hero King to Extraordinary Squire King, Inglis Eucas spends his life building a legendary kingdom before dying with one final regret. He never fully pursued mastery of the blade. Hearing his wish, a divine being grants him another chance. He is reincarnated far into the future as a girl named Inglis, retaining memories of his previous life while gaining the opportunity to dedicate himself entirely to combat. Although his past identity could dramatically alter how people view him, Inglis keeps that truth hidden and focuses on training. The world he enters differs greatly from the one he once ruled, featuring magical technology, powerful warriors, and evolving political structures. Rather than seeking authority, he pursues strength, challenges formidable opponents, and uncovers threats facing the realm. His concealed origins create an interesting contrast between public perception and reality. Behind the cheerful personality is a former king whose experience and determination far exceed what anyone expects. Reborn to master the blade thrives on pure energy and enthusiasm. Inglis is an incredibly entertaining protagonist because the pursuit of combat excites him more than status, wealth, or recognition. The action scenes are frequent, fast, and visually engaging, while the gender-swapped reincarnation premise adds a fresh twist. Watching a former ruler ignore politics in favour of finding stronger opponents creates countless fun moments. The series never forgets to be entertaining, balancing humour, action, and character interactions effectively. For viewers who enjoy hidden identities combined with powerful reincarnated heroes, this is easily one of the most enjoyable entries in the genre. These 6 anime prove that reincarnation becomes far more interesting when the protagonist carries secrets nobody else understands. Hidden identities create tension, mystery, and unforgettable character moments. Which of these series is your favourite? And which reincarnated anime deserves a place on a future countdown?